Hello everyone, it's Brian here. I realized I haven't made a recent finds video since early to mid-April, which also means that I haven't purchased many records, which of course means I spent less money, so I guess that's all good things, really. But I have a stack of some records to show you today, and I'm going to start with an update to this record. So this, of course, is the Hold Steady's Separation Sunday. I've made lots of comments about the Hold Steady. They're probably my favorite current American band. And Separation Sunday, their second record from 2005, is my favorite album from that year, but also probably one of my favorite albums for the entire 21st century so far. I think it's really fantastic. This is the 2016 white vinyl pressing. I bought the CD when it came out, but I don't have an original pressing. Anyway, terrific record. So recently I picked up, I'll show you the hype sticker, an anniversary edition. Now, I've said many times I don't really like buying reissues, but I make exceptions in certain cases, and one of those cases is the Hold Steady, because now I have 4 deluxe editions or expanded editions from the Hold Steady. So this is the newly remastered 20th anniversary edition, featuring B-sides, demos, and first ever physical release of the 2005 Virgin Digital Sessions EP. So that is really cool, right? Well, let me just show it to you then. Oh, by the way, I should say, it came out in December 2025, and by the time I knew it was out or available, all the record stores around me were sold out. So that was weird. So I had a price watch on Amazon, and I don't love Amazon. I mean, I do and I don't. I've had a lot of problems over the years with bad packaging and defective items and whatnot, but I did finally find a copy in a store. I walked in, and there it was, and it was $10 cheaper than Amazon. So first thing to note is that the cover is different. Different style altogether. The photograph is different, right? So I guess probably same photo shoot, same photographer, but they changed the image. And of course, the other big difference is that there's a bonus record in here, as mentioned. So here's the gatefold, photo of the band, and this essay, which I have yet to read, by Joe Gross. I haven't read it yet. And I'll show you the record. So nice bit of photography there and lyrics. The other one, lyrics and photography. I'll just show you one of these because, I don't want to, they'll look the same. So let's pull this one out. Side B and side A. So really terrific. And I will tell you what's on here, because in addition to the entire original album, there is 212 Margarita. There's actually 2 versions of that. There's a studio version, and then the one from the Virgin Digital Sessions. There's also The Most Important Thing, which is a really cool track because it covers the mythology of the early Hold Steady songs relating to Hallelujah, Charlemagne, and Gideon. And that's a really great track. So we have the Virgin Digital Sessions, which are 4 tracks: Your Little Hood Rat Friend, Don't Let Me Explode, Crucifixion Cruise, and 212 Margarita, which are all fantastic. I do like them. They sound different, of course, to the album tracks. And then there are 4 demos, and usually when I encounter demos, I'm not that thrilled with them, because often you hear them once, you don't want to hear them again. But these ones I would like to hear again, because they are quite different. They're mostly piano based. So you got Cattle and the Creeping Things, great. Charlemagne and Sweatpants, and 2 short, brief Crucifixion Cruise demos, one with the guitar and one with the piano. I think they're really excellent. And again, I probably will keep repeating forever that the Hold Steady is really great, especially the first 5 or 6 records. I think they were really onto something. And I do like their later records, not as much as the early stuff, but this is going to be something that I play a lot. That's the first item. Second item is from a Chicago band called Tortoise, which I've mentioned before. I have other records by them, and it's called, what's it called again? It's All Around You, and it's repeated on the back. Tortoise, It's All Around You. But I think this is the front, because it does say Thrill Jockey back here. So this is the front cover. A sort of post-rock experimental band, and people will often say jazz. I don't really, I understand why they say that, but this is not really, in my opinion, I guess it's adjacent in some ways, but I wouldn't want that to scare you off. If you don't like jazz, that's fine. I'm not a huge jazz fan. I do like jazz, but this is not really a jazz record as far as I'm concerned. So here's the inner sleeve. It's pretty cool, and this is pressed on this quite lovely orangish vinyl. And I think it's quite good, actually. I do like this band. I read the review on AllMusic, and they weren't really thrilled with it because I think they said something like it didn't really offer much of a progression from their earlier recordings. I think that's kind of dumb. I think it's actually good. And I'm only missing maybe a couple of Tortoise records, which I will get if I see them because I think they're pretty good. So now, the Sloan garage sale happened again this year. I went 3 years ago, and then for some reason, the last 2 years, I completely missed it. I'm not quite sure why. I think I was either out of town or didn't know it was happening. I found out at kind of like the last possible moment that it was happening this weekend. So I went down there, stood in line, and picked up a few things. So firstly, as with the last time I went, Chris Murphy likes to stand at the front of the line and chat with everyone before they go in, so I had a few minutes to talk to him. And inside the garage, I had a very brief conversation with Jay, which was nice to have. So I'm going to show you what I bought there. So the first thing, and I got the last copy of this, so I feel bad for someone behind me who might have wanted it, but I got their 2014 album, their 11th album, called Commonwealth from Sloan, and there's really interesting 4 kings there, and if you look closely you'll realize that they relate to members of the band. So this record, which weirdly I had only heard part of before, it's kind of strange for someone who's a Sloan fan. This one sort of evaded me, even on compact disc. So there's 4 sides, so each band member gets a side to write and record what they wanted to, and leave it up to Andrew Scott to take the last side 4, to record some almost 18-minute track, which is kind of fun. So you get the 4 different personalities on here. Here's the gatefold inside, and this is really heavy cardboard stock. It's quite thick. It does come with the compact disc. I do love that. I remember in the past, a lot of records used to come with CDs, but then for some reason they stopped doing it. Here's the hype sticker. Doesn't say too much. It has the suits for the cards there and just says it's featuring Keep Swinging Downtown. Includes the CD on 180 gram vinyl. So let me show you what's in here so you can get an idea. So here is the insert, and you'll see I'm dropping things. Sorry. All right, let's keep going. The better view of the playing cards, which I'm sure you can figure out there. And inside we have lyrics, which is really cool. Now, because playing cards, the 4 suits are either red or black, the records relate to that, so it's all very clever. So this is Diamonds and Hearts on red vinyl. And as you've already guessed, the other record in here, if I can dig it out here, is on black vinyl with clubs. Well, so that's spades and clubs. So white, black vinyl. So anyway, I think that's great. It's, I've only heard it once since I bought it, but it'll take some time because it's a long record, and for some reason never had it. So it's really cool to get that. So when I was there, by the way, I had another record from Sloan, one that I was missing that I wanted to purchase, and I had it on my phone. I was looking at it, and then for some reason I started looking at these other records and completely forgot about that, so I left without it. So maybe I'll get it next year if it's still available. But I did get 3 other records, and the first is from a band that is also from Halifax, led by Matt Murphy. It's a band that I knew about. I mean, I was well aware of them, but had never owned anything by them. Never really, I don't even know how many songs of theirs I know, and I've always thought it was a bit strange. But when I saw this sitting there, I thought I would get it. So it's Super Friends, as I mentioned, a band from Halifax led by Matt Murphy. This is from 1996, and I guess this is the 1996 pressing. There's only one listed in Discogs, and I decided to get it. There are 8 tracks, including Sorry, which is a cover version of the Easy Beats. Pull this out. Oh, by the way, I should tell you the name of this. It's called Play the Game, Not Games. So there we go. So I think you'd call these people this band, like a power pop kind of indie band. And I've listened to this once, and I think it's quite good. There's really 2 main guys, Drew and Matt, and then they had a rotating people on drums, including for a time Chris Murphy of Sloan on drums, filling in for a while. But a kind of a cool band, and someone, as again, I don't know what I was doing in this time period. Like, I don't think any people I knew were listening to this band. I kind of missed them entirely. So it is really strange that I kind of missed band. So, and then I knew that this record was going to be there because it was stated in the thing I had read before I went down that this was pressed specifically for the Garage Sale, which is another record from the Super Friends, 1994, the early recordings. So this was made for this event. And again, I've heard nothing on this record because it just came out in 2026. So there's 12 tracks on here. So again, power pop, indie pop, and I will be eager to hear this. I'll show you what's inside here. So I can't really say too much about this because I haven't heard it yet. So we have images of the band. Inside you have lyrics and some photos. And on the back, it's kind of interesting artwork. So pretty cool, right? Their names spelled out, I guess. Shadow Puppets, whatever. And the names of the people in the band. Drums by Chris Murphy, all songs written by Super Friends. So Charles Austin, Matt Murphy, Drew Yamada, drums by Chris Murphy on this particular record. And let me show you the album, or the vinyl itself. This is very nice orange vinyl. So that's all I'm going to say about that because I haven't heard it yet. So Super Friends. And then the next and last record is like a Super Friends side project, if you can believe it. Also, so we have a lot of Halifax going on here today. Again, a Matt Murphy project. And this is a band that I do know and actually own the CD. So again, I'm replicating content from CD to vinyl. And this is a band called The Flashing Lights. And it's called Where the Change Is. Now, I don't know much about their early days. I think they started as a band that did cover versions, and then they did 2 full-length albums. I think there's an EP in there as well. This is from 1999. And I guess this is a new pressing from 2026. Again, sort of power pop. Really interesting. And here's a spoiler alert. If you've been watching my 200 favorite Canadian songs of all time, one track from this album will be on the list. I was going to show it on the CD version, but I will show it on the vinyl when it comes out. When that episode comes up, I mean. The Flashing Lights. Here's the back of that. And then inside we have lyrics. And I will show you the vinyl if you are interested. Nice polyline sleeve there. So fantastic. So I was really happy to find that one, even though it's replicating. So that was a fun event. As I say, I had brief... Oh, I forgot to show you one other thing, if I can find it. As I was paying, they asked people if they wanted a free calendar. And noting that the year is almost half over, but I said yes to this Sloan calendar, which is promotional for based on the bestseller record. And so it has those images, if you have the record, they're all indicated on the back here. So who wouldn't want a free Sloan calendar with all those images in it? So that is pretty cool. There's I guess that's the centerfold. Anyway, pretty cool. So I was happy to go there. Glad I didn't miss it this year. We'll see what happens next year if I can remember to go or if I read about it. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.